What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we got a story time of a spoiled kid who hates the YouTuber Danno Cal Drawings. Yeah, this kid actually hates him so much that he has a meltdown in class, has a massive freak out, and it's actually pretty funny. If you guys don't know who Danno Cal Drawings, and by the way, I think I'm getting that name right, but if you don't know who he is, he's the one who creates the super popular Riggy the Rabbit series that I know a lot of you guys enjoy. So when I got this story in my inbox, I knew 100% that you would love it. So sit back, relax, subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy Storytime videos. Leave a like on the video right now to claim your very own free nothing. And with that being said, let's just jump right into the story time. Anyway, so we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Devin. So anyways, this happened a couple weeks ago when Devin was going to school. So anyways, it all started out as a normal day, and Devin was in school with his friends, and he was showing some of his friends while at lunch one of the Riggy the Rabbit cartoons. If you don't know, it's a cartoon series that is super popular on the internet. YouTube has actually told me that you guys also really like the series, and the creator is this guy, Danno Cal Drawings. Some guy who's like really good at cartoons and has become really famous recently, and shout out to him. Anyways, though, so sure enough, right, the subscriber Devin was showing his friends, you know, these Riggy the Rabbit cartoons that he likes so much. And that's when the spoiled kid, who we're going to call Ben, because we always call the secondary character Ben. If you've been around on the channel, you already know what's up. Anyways, right, so Ben is at a different table, but is only one table over. So Ben is able to overhear everything that's being said. Anyways, when Ben hears this, his ears must have perked up because he gets up and he like walks over to Devin's table. Devin wasn't really that close with Ben. Didn't really know Ben that well, at least not to the point where it would have made sense for him to walk up and walk over. Like, I don't know, if Devin kind of knew Ben, then maybe it would have made sense for him to, like, get up out of his seat and walk over. But this honestly just made no sense. So anyways, right, sure enough, Devin is sitting there showing, like, Devin and all of his friends are kind of, like, sitting around, and Devin has his, like, phone out or iPad, I don't really know. And they're just watching some of these YouTube shorts of, you know, Danno Cal Drawings, sorry, not Devin, Danno Cal Drawings, his animations, which might have been the Riggy the Rabbit ones, I'm not sure. Anyways, they're all kind of just sitting around, just watching these animations, and Devin, in the corner of his eye, picks up that this kid Ben is walking over to them. Anyways, so sure enough, right, Devin kind of catches Ben in the corner of his eye, and he kind of turns his head over to see Ben walking over. And Devin wasn't really expecting Ben to walk over. As I said earlier, they weren't that close of friends, but also it just didn't really make a ton of sense. So, but also, with that being said, Devin did not expect Ben to be coming over with a scowl on his face. Ben was sure enough walking over, looking furious. Ben looked as if he just saw something that made him so incredibly angry. Ben just looked like he got a frickin' 42 on his frickin' math test, bro. Like, Ben was not ready for this. Like, I don't know, the way that Ben reacted was, like, just the look on his face, man. Looks like he just caught his girlfriend cheating in the act, dude. Like, I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, so sure enough, right, the subscriber looks up and is kind of just like, really confused by the fact that Ben is looking this angry, and he looks over at Ben, who's very clearly coming towards them. He's like, yo, like, what's up, Ben? Like, what's good? And Ben just stares them down. So at this point, Devin pauses the video that they're all watching, and they're all kind of looking at Ben. And Ben is just staring them down with this really angry look at them. And he's like, you boys better not be watching what I think you're watching. And Devin and his friends kind of look at each other for a second, kind of out of sheer confusion because they were just not sure what was going on. And then they look back at each other, and then they look at Ben, and they're like, what do you mean, bro? And Ben's like, you better not be watching any of those animations by Danno Cal, bro. That's not acceptable. Not on my turf. Which, first of all, bro, you're literally in middle school. Like, why are you saying, oh, not on my turf, not on my turf, bro? You're acting as if, like, you're in a freaking gang or something. Like, relax. And second of all, like, why does it matter that they're watching videos from this guy who does animations? Like, it literally makes no sense, bro. Like, it makes no sense that you're caring at all at this point. Yeah, so anyways, right, sure enough, the subscriber's kind of confused what's going on, and he's kind of just like, yo, dude, like, relax. Like, it's really not that deep, man. And Ben is like, no, you don't understand. If I come back and I see you, like, I'm going to leave, I'm going to give you a warning, but if I'm back on my turf, which, bro, what? Anyways, if I come back on my turf and I see you guys watching any more of these Danno Cal Drawings videos, any of his animations, any of them, even if it's just a character and it's not done by him, if it's one of his characters or one of his animations, then you and I are going to have issues. So at this point, right, Devin was kind of in a situation where, I don't know, it would have been super, in all fairness, it definitely would have been super easy for Devin to just not watch, I don't know, frickin' Riggy the Rabbit animation videos at school. Like, don't get me wrong, that would have been super easy. But at the same time, Devin kind of felt as if he was doing that, that would have been the same thing as giving in to the bully, which honestly, man, yeah, I'm never pro confrontation. I think it's much better that you never confront someone. You're much better off that way, just in my opinion. However, I also am very pro standing up for yourself, especially when it's over something stupid. There are some situations, like for example, if maybe boys watching this video, if your girlfriend really wants you to go to this mall, like to the mall or something, and you're not really feeling it, and you know that she's going to be mad at you for days if you don't go to the mall, okay, go to the mall. That's an example where it really doesn't matter for you to stand up for what you want. But here, on the other hand, this kid's trying to bully you, bro. Like, this kid is trying to exert his minimal power and is also fronting like crazy because he's saying that, oh, you're on my turf right now. Dude, what does that even mean? Because I know for a fact I don't know what that means, because that really doesn't mean anything, dude. Anyway, so Devin doesn't respond to Ben after Ben kind of is like, you guys better not be watching any more of these like Danno Cal Drawing videos when I get back. Devin honestly just kind of like stares down Ben and then goes back to watching the videos. So anyways, Ben gets up and he leaves. I think Ben was like expecting that they were going to be, oh, I'm shivering in my boots, shiver me timbers. Like, I don't know. Like, I think Ben was expecting them to really fall for this. But sure enough, Ben, leaves for a while, and Devin turns to his friend. He's like, dude, I'm not going to listen to that kid. Like, he thinks he's so tough. He thinks he's so cool, but like, I honestly don't care. Let's keep watching. All of Devin's friends kind of agreed. I think one or two of them might have been, I don't know, a little shaky on it. They were like a little worried about it. But overall, for the most part, they were like, yeah, you're 100% right. Like, if we give in to this kid, like, he's just going to think he has this power over us like always, and we really can't let that be happening. So I 100% agree. Anyway, so yeah, sure enough, the kids, they go back to watching their Riggy the Rabbit animations, their Danno Cal Drawing videos, whatever you want to call them, right? And sure enough, within 20 minutes, because they had a really long lunch break, like a really long lunch break. It was essentially like a hybrid lunch and recess break, so that explains why they had so much time. Anyways, eventually Ben comes back in. Anyways, though, so yeah, sure enough, right, the subscriber, he and his friends are kind of just sitting there, just watching their animation videos, not really caring at all. And that's when Ben walks back in. And I think Ben walked back in with this kind of like smug sense of confidence that, oh, he was going to walk in and they were just going to be, oh, so worried about Ben, oh no, we can't be watching Riggy the Rabbit cartoons on his turf. No, sure enough, Ben walks in and Devin and his friends are doing exactly what they were doing a second ago. Devin and his friends did not care at all. They were just going ahead, watching those freaking animation videos, and nothing was going to stop them. Nothing was going to get in their way, man. Like, it's not going to be one of those things where they fold and collapse just because there's a little bit of pressure to not do it. They're not going to let this random kid bully them and not let them do what they want to do. So Ben storms over to where Devin and his friends are. Like, legitimately storms over, obviously very irritated and angry. So he walks over, and he's just like, I do not believe my eyes. Tell me that this is a joke. Tell me that I am hallucinating, or else, you're going to suffer the consequences. So here's the thing, man. Whenever someone continuously says, oh, you're going to regret it, man. Bad things are going to happen. Whenever they're not super clear with their threats, I'm not going to say this is always the case, because sometimes they want to be they don't want to be clear with their threats so that you don't see the threat coming and it's harder to avoid. But a lot of times, especially if some random kid in middle school is threatening you to stop watching Riggy the Rabbit cartoons, if he's very vague with his threats, I'm going to say odds are, bro, he just doesn't actually have anything behind the threats. Like, it's really just an empty threat at that point, if I had to make a guess. Anyways, though, so Ben looks really irritated, and Devin and his friends were just sitting at the lunch table watching the Riggy the Rabbit cartoons. And that's when Ben literally, puts up his fists. You know how in boxing, they put up their fists to, defend the jabs or whatever? Yeah, he puts up his fists. He's like, bro, 1v1 me right now. And Devin looks at him and is like, what? Why do you even care so much? And Ben's like, dude, I gave you an order on my turf and you failed to respect it. I was even nice enough to give you time for you to go back and change your ways, but you're literally just disrespecting me on my turf, and I honestly can't allow this to happen. You got to understand that when I call out, like when I call the shots, I call the freaking shots, dude. I'm going to enforce these rules, so like, dude, you and I 1v1 right now. So yeah, guys, not even kidding, this kid Ben literally wants to fight Devin over the fact that he is watching his freaking Danno Cal Riggy the Rabbit cartoons with his friends. These animations videos are the reason why this kid Ben actually wants to square up with Devin. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, what I want you to comment down below as the secret word, I want you to comment down below Riggy the Rabbit if you're on YouTube. Also, make sure you've left a like on the video to claim your free nothing. If you can't already tell, yeah, I'm kind of sick while recording this. So also, if you leave a like, that's one like equals one prayer for me to get better. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you follow the podcast, rated it 5 stars, and then also if the poll is still open, vote in the poll. And if you're on YouTube, I'm on Spotify, and if you're on Spotify, I'm on YouTube, vice versa. You can submit these stories to my Instagram, which is connorpugs. I think it's in the description. With that being said, anyways, so yeah, sure enough, right, this kid Ben actually wants to fight Devin. So Ben is like, all right, man, like square up. Like, are you a cat? Are you a cat? Like, but instead saying like the other word for a cat that like implies that you're a chicken. He's like, you cat, all that kind of stuff. At this point, Ben's like, dude, what? Yeah, so anyways, right, sure enough, as much as, like, Devin was, like, annoyed with Ben and he wanted to stand his ground, he also didn't want to fight this kid because he knew that if he got in a fight with a kid at school, especially if they got caught, that both of them were going to get suspended, and he's just like, it's really not worth it. But anyways, Ben was not backing down. He was trying to, like, throw hands and stuff. He's like, dude, what? Like, you're not going to come after me? Are you scared? Are you scared? So at this point, like, a crowd starts to form around. So for a second, Devin was actually considering getting up and fighting Ben, which would have been a really terrible idea in retrospect. And he even says, like, guys, like, do not do this. Like, he commented to me, which, by the way, he submitted this on Instagram. He said he's really glad he didn't. He was a split second away from doing it. But he says, look, in these situations, it's never worth it, right? But anyway, so Ben is, like, trying to fight Devin. And that's when a teacher must have caught word or at least seen what was going on. So the teacher pulls up, comes over, and is like, Ben, what are you doing? And Ben immediately gets all scared or whatever. And the teacher turns to Devin and is like, Devin, like, what's going on? And Devin's like, yeah, Ben just, like, pulled up, was angry at me, and was trying to fight me. And the teacher's like, Ben, is this true? And Ben was like, So the teacher turns to, like, someone who's nearby, and the person nearby is like, yeah, like, I don't really know what was going on, but this kid, Ben, like, came up to Devin and was, like, trying to fight him or trying to get him to fight and was, like, trying to swing at him or something. I don't really know. And that's when, like, Ben turns to his kid. He's like, dude, like, why are you ratting me out like that? So anyways, the teacher's like, all right, Ben, like, you're coming with me. Like, we got to go to the principal's office and square this out. So anyways, Devin doesn't actually know the total punishment that Ben got. However, Ben was punished somewhat. Didn't get full on suspended because, you know, he didn't actually get in a fight, but he was really trying to get in a fight. And Devin was off the hook. And from that point on, Devin made it a point that he and his friends would watch as much Danno Cal Drawings cartoons / Riggy the Rabbit cartoons that they wanted to in class whenever they wanted, just to say screw you to the bullies, Ben, in this situation, which, yeah, shout out to them.